Volunteers responded to a fire at a foreign laborer dormitory in Taichung earlier this morning. The Sinar Mars group recruits volunteers to make tens of thousands of COVID prevention masks in Indonesia. I'm Sean Scanlan. This is DaAi Headlines. Let's get started. A fire broke out at a foreign laborer dormitory in Taichung at 5 o'clock in the morning. 8 people were rescued and 5 were hospitalized. 5 electric bicycles were parked on the first floor as careless charging may have caused the fire. Jinji Volunteers arrived on the scene to show their concern. Here's more. The fire scene included electric bicycles parked on the first floor, which were all burned down to their frames.
We heard a bang and got up quickly. They were calling for help on the third floor, and my son quickly got up to save him.
Indonesian foreign laborers who escaped still had their lingering fears. Jinji Volunteers came to show their concern. Fire broke out in this residence in Longjing district, which usually used as a dormitory for foreign laborers. A fire broke out at 5 o'clock in the morning. 3 migrants escaped first, and the fire department later rescued another 8 people, and 5 were injured and sent to hospital.
On the first floor, there's a parking for electric vehicles. The fire created a lot of smoke, and we found that the fire started on the first floor.
Foreign laborers were injured, and we contacted Tzu Chi brothers and sisters in the district to hurry up and take care of them. Some are sent to a nearby hospital, and we will continue to care for them.
Fortunately, there's no life-threatening injuries to these foreign laborers who were sent to the hospital. Since many of them ride this type of e-bike, employers are encouraged to pay more attention to their safety during charging to avoid accidents. 82-year-old Zhang Yingyi suffered a stroke in February of last year. Back then, he could only rely on a feeding tube. He was bedridden in a Dalin geriatric center for more than 5 months. After returning home, a medical team recently visited him. Take a look.
To welcome Zhang Yingyi home, his family has prepared a comfortable room. 82-year-old Zhang Yingyi has suffered a stroke and stayed in Dalin Geriatric Center for more than 5 months. Now he can take off his feeding tube and catheter and return home.
We had to think of ways to help him return home, since his family supports him a lot, making him gradually recover. Now he can return home. I am really happy.
With only me, I cannot hold him to take a shower. How can I help him do things?
Dalin Geriatric Center's mission is to let the seniors feel the warmth of being home and later can return to their families.
I
felt at ease when my father was at Dalin Geriatric Center. They took good care of him.
The families deliver fresh vegetables to express their gratitude. After the patient returns home, he still keeps in mind how the geriatric center has taken care of him.
In Chiayi, 110-year-old senior Huang not only eats vegetarian meals at home, but also volunteers at a recycling station. A recent doctor visit found him in great health. Here's more.
Sitting at the round table and enjoying a vegetarian meal, 110-year-old senior Huang is still very healthy, as this is thanks to his daughter-in-law.
My daughter-in-law is very filial. She comes back to cook for me. She is very serious in helping me.
Married into the Huang family for 30 years, Huang Xiang took care of her father-in-law well. After joining Tzu Chi, both of them went to a recycling station to do recycling. This year, Chiayi Tzu Chi Clinic initiated a health counseling service. Thus, both of them came to do medical checks.
Dr. Tsai said that although he's 110 years old, he doesn't have any health issues, but just a bit of high blood pressure, and that he needs to visit a urology department.
Actually, he maintains his health quite well. I only require him to do a health check every year in order to make sure that he maintains well.
Promising to come in next year, Senior Huang is sure to keep his health well in order to do more good deeds at Tzu Chi.
Spinal injury patient Oh Chun-yo and his girlfriend are getting married. And their witnesses at the registration office are none other than the 2 doctors who helped Oh change his life around after the accident.
Oh Chun-yo, who suffers from spinal injuries, is registering for a marriage certificate with his girlfriend, Cai Meiya. Two doctors, Yang Yaoling, anesthesiologist from Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital, and Dr. Lai Xingguang, plastic surgeon from Mennonite Hospital, both came to Fengling from Hualien to be witnesses to this special occasion.
He was very closed off, and thankfully he met a good doctor who helped him see the light. Dr. Yang often talked sense into him, and then he also was under the care of Dr. Lai, who was also a very detailed doctor.
Oh Chun-yo was involved in a car accident at the age of 21 and lost the use of his legs and lower body. In the end, repeated bed sores caused sepsis.
He had about 5 large bed sores, and it took about a year or so of surgery to reconstruct and fill the holes.
The doctors didn't give up on O and helped lift him out of the darkness in life. It's been over 13 years now.
In the beginning, he was at home the whole day and didn't leave his house. He was in a very closed-off state. Later, he started to leave his home more. Then I finally saw him get in a relationship with his girlfriend, and then even began to start a small business together, finding a common direction in life. So it's actually very moving.
Due to love, this couple overcomes their constant pain and suffering of being in a wheelchair. O changed his life around because of Dr. Yang's wise words.
He is my guardian angel. I had hopes that I could be able to not only take care of myself, but someone else. It was this thought that changed my mindset. I hoped he would show up today, and he's here, so I'm very happy.
Using their life to protect another life. The warmth of these medical staff is very visible.
From now on, I'll take care of you. Don't worry, just leave it to me. Really, thank you, and I love you. Jinji volunteer Huang has been involved in the parent-child growth class in Taoyuan for more than 20 years. She also specially cared for the children and the care recipient families, inspiring them with their dedicated love. Take a look.
Huang Yujiao can lead singing or act in a play. As long as she can attract children's attention, she's willing to learn.
Students told me that they need to go to school from Monday to Friday, sitting the whole day learning, and I still ask them to sit here to listen. Then they definitely will fall asleep. Then from that onward, I started to learn group activities and other things to make lessons fun.
As a mother of 4 children, Huang Yujiao understands the importance of education. She takes the initiative to care for the care recipients' families. Since last year, she has paid home visitation one by one and strongly invited the kids to participate.
Our courses are quite different. They are all movement activities because these children are relatively disadvantaged. So I asked the team's approval to take care of them.
She treats these children as her own ones, making them change a lot.
In the course, I learned that we can't smoke, so I want to quit smoking.
I don't like joining most activities outside of school, but I want to go there to join the activities again.
It's hard for the Tzu Chi's who come to attend classes to dislike her, and they all like to call her Mama Jiao.
Mama Jiao is actually very nice to us. For example, when we forgot to wear a belt, Mama Jiao would help us find one.
Caring children wholeheartedly, Huang Yujiao has gained plenty of love.
The Sinar Mars group recruits volunteers to make tens of thousands of fabric masks to fight the pandemic. Here's more.
Fabric masks have 3 layers, including outer layer, cloth, and inner layer. These women have learned more than the skills.
It has improved my skills. I have learned a lot during the process. I learned to care about others with empathy, and it also enhanced my knowledge.
Sinar Mars group's volunteer team in Rio plans to make 10,000 fabric masks.
We try to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Since it is still under the anti-epidemic period, we indirectly support the government by making fabric masks to prevent infection.
Volunteers distribute a fabric mask, which can be washed and reused to community residents, expressing their care through kind actions.
Sichuan Tzu Chi volunteers continue to care for the families who need help. Volunteers visited and brought school bags and stationery, also helped children with their homework. Bring a brand new school bag, delicious snacks, and enduring a traffic jam over the holidays is all part of this home visit. The youngest daughter of the DaAi family is looking forward to today's visit.
I am very excited to see you because I think of you like relatives.
The three children of the DaAi family are very capable in their academics and martial arts. Even if their father works in the city, they rarely worry their elders.
The child is innocent and especially likes to learn. If we will continue to care for the child and encourage them, I think they will be able to develop in a good direction.
Meanwhile, this family also has three children. The mother is mentally handicapped and can't do her best to raise them. Despite this, the father does odd jobs and insists that the children should have a good education. Before Lunar New Year, warmth was delivered in the cold winter, and volunteers promised that they would come again because more love is needed here.
I think children still lack love from their parents. They need more complete love from them. From their perspective, it would be good if we can provide more care and warmth to them.
Tzu Chi scholarship program in Gansu has supported about 829 students in the past 6 years. One girl from Jingyuan has 6 siblings, and a scholarship allowed her to complete college with excellent grades. Take a look.
我是肖慧昌，1年前我还是慈济的助学生，现在我是一名慈济志工。
Xiao Hui-Tang, who is full of confidence, looks very different from the moment when she received Tzu Chi's scholarship. In the first year of working in society, she has got rid of the shyness when studying in Dasan.
因为家里孩子比较多。
Because there are 6 children in my family, the financial burden is relatively great. So when I received Tzu Chi's assistance before, it's actually a great help to the family.
After graduating from university in June last year, she resolutely left her hometown Gansu and came to Sichuan to work. In her spare time, she actively does recycling with volunteers.
Garbage is misplaced resources. In the hands of recycling volunteers, they can be recycled and reused. There's a saying from Tzu Chi that learning from doing and getting enlightened from learning. I have a deep feeling about it, that is, you have to learn while doing work.
In addition to doing recycling, she also does home visitations. During the 4 years she received Tzu Chi's scholarship, she has learned a lot from volunteers. And now she wants to spread this love to the needy.
Volunteers gave us the same love as mom and dad and accompanied us who came from our hometown to the city to get rid of any confusion and low self-esteem, and also planted seeds of goodness in our hearts.
The seed of goodness buried deep in the heart has now germinated. After working in society for about a year, Xiao Hui-Tang has led a meaningful life with practical actions.
In January 2021, Jinji Volunteers in Fujian established a community center in Liancheng so they can be more involved in the community. They now check on a 50-year-old polio sufferer who lives on her own.
Hearing the familiar voices of Tzu Chi volunteers, Tong Qingxiang, who was originally going to take in a meal, puts on her smile and greets the volunteers outside her door. Suffering from polio from a young age, Tong has lived on her own after her husband passed away and her only daughter ran away. In 2017, Tzu Chi came into her life and helped fill a hole in her heart for family.
The suffering cannot leave, so we, the blessed people, must visit them. We need to help these people who are disadvantaged.
Every time the volunteers visit, Tong smiles from head to toe. This time, the volunteer team had 2 youth volunteers. which might have reminded Hong of her child.
She likes us a lot, and I like her too. I spoon-fed her oatmeal so she can feel my love for her.
She might have felt like we were her daughter, and in a moment she might have been overjoyed with our presence. But when we leave, she is alone again. So I'm upset about that.
I wanted to help people in the past, but I didn't know where to go. Now with this platform, the Tzu Chi organization, my wish has come true, and I can visit families who need care.
The volunteers see Tong Qingxiang like their own family member and take care of her without complaint. They hope their love and care can help fill the family hole in her heart.
Teachers at Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Johor Bahru have turned the school into an animal paradise, inspiring their compassion for animals, encouraging a vegetarian diet. Take a look.
Little bee, little rabbit, and little rooster, these uninvited guests who are so cute suddenly appear in Johor Bahru, Malaysia.
The little animal costumes they wear are actually made of environmentally friendly materials by the parents and their children at home. This environmentally friendly concept not only goes deep into the children's heart, but also into parents and the whole family. My clothes is very pretty. I did it with my mom and dad. And the kitten is a fish eater, yet I give it vegetarian fish every day.
This dinosaur is vegetarian. We need to protect animals because a lot of animals died eaten by human beings.
It's passed. Drop the certification stamp and go to the next stage.
We have to pray, donate to Bamboo Coin Bank, and make good vows for the suffering people and all people around the world. I wish them peace and good health.
Although the children's power is limited, the light brought by their pure hearts and kind thoughts will continue to eliminate the suffering.
A ban on pineapple exports to China has set off a wave of panicked domestic buying. Many worry how long this can last, as new marketing channels and added value products are required to fend off various challenges to local pineapples in the future. Tainan pineapples are sold abroad, and Tainan Mayor Huang especially went to the packing yard to inspect the sorting and packing of pineapples. 27.3 metric tons of pineapples are put in a refrigerated container to temporarily enter a dormant state and are ready for sales to Japan. The Tainan city government estimates that this year's foreign sales will exceed last year's 6,000 metric tons, which is an international achievement.
Before, it only started at the end of March. Now we have started at the end of February, and we have probably received orders of around 260,000 boxes of pineapple.
According to statistics from the Council of Agriculture, Taiwan's fresh pineapple exports were 9,000 metric tons in 2014, growing to 29,000 metric tons 2 years later. It's even higher in 2018, as nearly 32,000 metric tons were exported, of which more than 90% went to China, which announced that it would no longer import Taiwanese pineapples this year. This led the government to strengthen production and sales.
We'll use at least 30 million USD budget for domestic and foreign marketing. The first measure is to export to 16 countries outside of China. The goal is to set it at 30,000 metric tons and another 20,000 metric tons for processing.
The packaging yard is very busy. The family of Zhai Mingsheng pineapple farmer Chen Yingyi bangs the pineapple to listen to the sound, distinguishing the guseng fruit and roseng fruit, and also evaluate the fruit type, color, and size. His pineapple planting family has produced 2 Shenong Award winners. Not only are they good at producing pineapples, they have also a thorough understanding of the production and marketing channels.
Sometimes we will encounter a single channel of distribution that is more restricted and the price is rigid. You may not have other channels, but in Taiwan, except for the auction and the supermarket, I also have a store near me where we do sales, and also there's home delivery.
Taking a look at the domestic market, Chen Yingyi also took the opportunity to work with agricultural cooperatives for export channels. However, pineapples going abroad require a long period of transportation, which also determines when they should be picked.
Naturally nurturing is of course the most delicious. We have to consider how long we can sell it on the shelves and how far away is the intended export market. Also, if it is picked in February or March, the temperature is much different from that which is picked in June or July, so we need to make adjustments.
The homework to be done by farmers for export includes the need to understand market demand in order to formulate a shipping strategy.
We look to see what type of channel is purchasing to match the right size. If it is e-commerce website or a supermarket, maybe they want 6 or 7 pineapple in a 10-kilogram box. If it is for restaurants, then they generally do fruit plates and would want something bigger.
After more than 10 years of hard work, Chen Yingyi's export markets include Singapore, Hong Kong, South Korea, and Japan. Although there are many sales channels, many farmers are worried that the price of pineapple has fluctuated greatly in recent years. For example, in the summer of 2018, the price of pineapple collapsed without precedent, but the government may not give subsidies to help sell pineapples every year.
No one wants to buy it. It can't be sold. This is thousands of caddies. There are still many unharvested.
Faced with this unstable market, pineapple processing must not be half-hearted. These freshly baked pineapple cakes are sweet and fragrant. However, one pineapple can only make 4 pineapple cakes. Bill Jaffa, who as a pharmacist switched careers to do pineapple processing and also operate a chain of fresh supermarkets. He grew up in pineapple fields and has a strong affection for pineapples. He uses guaranteed purchases to ensure farmers' income.
I use the contract method and coach the farmers to get a guaranteed price and a stable income for them as well as stable supply.
Bill Jaffa is a very business-minded person and believes that low-threshold processed products can easily be replaced by countries with cheaper raw materials. Therefore, research and development towards higher-end products has led to the development of pineapple vinegar, enzymes, and other products to create new opportunities for the pineapple industry. The fruit that symbolizes good luck and prosperity has seen both the product channel and added value products continuously improve. Only by making adjustments or transformations can Taiwan develop a solid future for local pineapple production. Tzu Chi's educational mission in the United States invited the public to adopt organic seedlings to cultivate greater compassion and gardening skills. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.